we actually get started for this computer programming and focus on problem solving, starting to focus on this. And coding part, we use Java, but there are some other programming language like Python, and then there could be C, C++, or even other language. This part, we call it coding. But problem solving is beyond that. Problem solving is like I give you a problem, and how can you handle it? So like the previous 2 weeks, I give you the problem of how to convert a decimal point, say 52, to binary, right? This kind of problem is problem solving. So actually, along this course, there are several problem solving need to handle. So that's the topic that if you want to do computer programming, you need to be able to handle the problem solving. And problem solving is sometimes also called the development of algorithms. Okay, it's also called the development of algorithms. And algorithm is the way to doing things. So now let's move on. First, let's look at what is computer. Okay, we discussed this before, and the left-hand side is actually called the microprocessor chip, right? The left-hand side is a microprocessor chip. What kind of processor are used right now for personal computer or Mac personal computer?
I don't know.
You don't know? You heard of A9, A10, A11 for iPhone. You heard of that before?
No.
Okay, let me actually show you. So if you type A11 processor, so here it says that TSMC begin production of A11 processor of initial manufacturing issues result. So TSMC is the manufacturer for the A11 processor. Before A11, A10, and A9, both TSMC and Samsung are manufacturing the processor for Apple. So right now for iPhone is using A11, and A11 actually is from the previous version is called ARM processor. You heard of ARM processor before?
ARM processor?
No. ARM processor. No? A processor is just like this, a chip on the computer. So if you look at you actually open your box for your computer and you look at the motherboard. And the motherboard is like this. Your game station or your computer is like this. Say this is a motherboard. So this one is a motherboard, right? On the motherboard, you have a lot of things. Then look around, you will see here have two metal things, right? These two metal things are the processor. So this motherboard actually has two processors, and we call it dual core. Dual core, C-O-R-E. Dual core processor, two processors at a time. So for IBM PC right now, actually, for IBM PC right now, the processor actually being used is, you probably hear of the word i3, i5, or i7. I don't know whether you know it or not, but let me browse another page for you. So for example, you go to Best Buy. You go to Best Buy. Go to Best Buy, and then you try to browse some processor. Say, here I have this HP processor, right? I try to select it. And right here, you can see it says it said right here, Intel Core i5. Right? It says Intel Core i5. And that actually means it's using i5 processor. And if you browse the i5 processor from here, i5 processor, that's Intel processor called i5, the processor being attached to your computer. And these processors are actually the core for your computer. So previously, when we talk about in the chapter 1, in chapter 1, we talk about this CPU input and output, right? Remember that? This part, the yellow and blue part, is the i5 processor. So the whole computer look like a motherboard like this. And these two chip actually is this i5 processor. And this i5 processor in our computer system, sorry. No, let me see. Wait. Okay. Let me see. Share screen. Okay. And this processor system, this one actually is the processor. The i5 is actually this processor over here, the CPU and the controlling unit. Okay? This is the controlling unit. Okay, and for the memory actually is talking about, it look like here, look like some ball like this, and this kind of ball we call it daughter ball. This smaller ball we call it daughter ball. So daughter ball is something you put onto the motherboard. Motherboard is bigger. So some motherboard is like the one I show you. This one. This is motherboard. And the daughter board, for the memory, actually usually is put, those daughter board are put in this area. So one by one, one slot, you put your memory over here, right? So this one is called CPU. This one is memory. And then you have this field guide. What are these field guide for? This field guide are called PCI. Hear that before? So your hard disk is connected to here. So hard disk connected to here. Okay? And CPU is here. Right? And this one is what? This red one is what? This red one is what? This red one. This red one is MO connector to your monitor, your PC monitor. Okay? And here, this one is for Ethernet, your internet connector. Okay? And there's a few more components, but basically these are the major components for your personal computer. Now that's about the basic idea of computer. The second one is what is programming. Programming including the input part. For example, like we use the scanner input equals new scanner. That's for input part. The output part is like system.out.println, right? Mathematical part is that you try to calculate the circle area or parameter for the circle. That's called mathematics. And then decision is when you use the if statement, that's decision. Is that okay? And then repetition is actually repeating what you do. Actually, this one is actually doing while loop. So repetition is while loop. Decision is if. Okay? math part is when you do math and then do square root or something. And then output is system dot out dot println. Okay, input is use scanner. So let me show you our programs. For example, we have this student class that we used last week, right? This is the student class that we used before. So this one system.out, this thing is output, right? And then this scanner input English score equals input the next integer. This one is actually the input part. And this calculation taking average, this one is mathematical. And then this one don't have the if and while loop. But we do have other programs that cover that. So for example, we have if here. It covers the if statement. This one is called decision. So that's the part we talk about here. It has decision and repetition. Repetition is for repeat. We have the while loop over here. There's a for loop over here that repeat for 100 times or something, right? So basically, so far we have covered all these chapter ones: input, output, math, decision, and repetition. I will give you one example at least. Okay. Now let's go on to the next one. This one is actually the Hello World program. Okay, so for this class, you actually can run it. Okay, you can run it. So when you log into the, actually you find this website, you actually you will be able to do exercise for yourself. So remember, every week we finish our class, you definitely need to come here to read the textbook and also work on those simple programs. So I will copy again for you about this web link. Okay, I'll copy you the web link and also let me see. I copy to your another account. Okay. Okay, so you definitely need to come to this website to read the textbook. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one, we finished this input, output, and Hello World, we have a sample program before. So notice that the output does not include a quotation mark. Okay, and we have the print statement, and I also talk about the print line and print, right? What is the difference between print line and print?
Print line is like you print each line, and print is like you connect all of it together.
Print line change it for a new line, right? But print doesn't. Okay.
Change for what?
Print line print and change it for a new line, right? After the print will change for a new line. But print doesn't, right? Print you will continue to print on the same. So then the next one is a method. What is a method? For our program structure, we have this public static void main, right? This main is a method, but what is a method? In your own word, what is a method?
Method is like a formatting.
No, method is not formatting. Method is like a mathematical function. So we did that before. Method is like a function. So you have f of x, and then you need to return some data for you. So I return some data like 3 or something for you, and then you will assign y equals f of x, something like that. That's called a method. A method actually is equal to function. Okay, method is equal to function. So let's look at our program. What is a method? Right here, let me see. We have a circle, right? The main itself is a function. It's a method. Now let's create a new class called function. So in this function, right here, this is the first function. Whenever you go into a class, you need to create this. Then you do double x and y, right? And then you use like this is for input. You use import java.util.scanner, right? And then you basically can do this. You can do scanner input equals new scanner system dot in, right? And then you do x equals input dot next double, and then you do y equals input dot next double, right? You read in two things, but before you actually read in these two things, you should type something system.out.print, and then here you should put enter x coordinate, right? And we can copy this down for y. And then here you calculate the y's coordinate. And then after that, we have the x and y. Let me see. From here we have typo. System input. Okay. After that, we want to calculate the distance from sy to original point. So here I need something called public static distance. Double distance. And then here I put integer x and integer y, and here I return mass that square root and then x times x plus y times y. Are you all right? Okay, so the one above this distance is also a function. So what this function will do is, I have f of x and y, and it will return square root of x squared plus y squared. You will return this, and so y equals this. You will calculate this, and that one will be returned by this, and then return to here when we use it. Question? Yes.
No.
So what it is? What is this distance do? What does this distance do? Distance of what?
That is the distance. Return mass. This one. That's the distance from Oregon that times double x and double y.
From what? For what? Repeat again. For what?
From the original point.
Okay, because I write it here, right?
Yeah.
Then why it is formulated as this?
Because
by the formula of this point sy. So we have a coordinate, right? The original point is here. Here we have a point sy. So why the distance of this point to here, this distance is this formula? Why?
Oh, because that's a right triangle, the line for right triangle.
Yeah. So this tell you, and what it is? What is this one? What is the name for this one?
Method
or function, right? This one's called method or function. So we put a x in there and a y in there. It will calculate this value for you. That's called function. So this example, we actually enter x and enter y and then calculate the result for this distance x and y from as a distance to origin. So now let's compile and see how it works. Okay. So after compilation, I actually put it out here and then I run. So I say x equals 3, y equals 4. The distance is 5, right? If now I say equals x equals minus 4, y equals 3, it's still 5, right? Why?
Because minus 4 times minus 4 equals same thing as positive.
So actually you have this one, that's 3 and 4. The other one is minus 4, and minus 3 is over here, but the distance is the same. Right?
You said minus 4 and...
Minus 4 and 3. Minus 4 and 3. Right?
Huh?
Minus 4 and 3.
Minus 4 and 3, right?
What?
You mean minus 4 and minus 3?
Yeah, this one is minus 4 and minus 3. But minus 4 and 3 is over here.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same this. Okay. So this is to calculate the distance from the original point. Now, if I have 2 points, here I have 2 points. That 2 point is actually double S1, double Y1, and then double S2, double Y2. Right? Then what should I return? What should we put here? What should we put there? I put a question mark, but what should I put there? So here actually I need to repeat this over here, right? And I write here, I write down S1, S2, and this 2 is S1 and S1, right? So this one is Y1, and this one S2, Y2. Then I'm given S1, Y1, and then S2, Y2. So what should I put here to calculate this distance? Now you have something like this. You have 2 points. Then how to calculate the 2 points distance? I have 2 points. Now I have coordinate like this, right? 1 point is over here, S1, Y1. The other point is right here, S2, Y2. So what's the distance from here to here? And that need to be done for this question mark. What is the distance for these 2 points?
It's also like the same as other, but you just have to use x2 minus x1 square and y2 minus y1 square.
Okay.
Together. And
so basically I copy this down, right? And then this x I replace by, when I try to replace something, right? When I try to replace something in my project, I can do this. I explain this, right? I put it here, say above it, and I say Control F, right? When I see an X, then I replace it by S1 minus S2 parentheses. Then I find next. This one is not, so I bypass. This one, yes, replace, right? And then this one not, this one not, and this one replace. Okay, that's it. Now I do it again. Now I do Y, and I say replace. And here I put Y1 and Y2. Then after that, I say next. This one is not, so next. This one, yes. This one, not. This one, not. This one, yes. Okay, then I replace the whole thing. So after that, I kind of save. I kind of save and then compile. Here missing a semicolon. Let me see, here missing a semicolon. Let's see where it is. This one's the fact. Compile again.
I have a question.
Yes.
Isn't it C++ that usually used in China? So, because like, they don't like, why like some of the stuff that in the Microsoft are still like using C++ to making the program?
They are about maybe 30 something popular languages. There are total maybe more than 1,000 different languages. So if is C most popular? No, C is not the most popular language. So here, if you see like popularity of programming language, okay, and then you try to get an image. So right now, the most popular language is Python. 30.3%. Second one is Java. And then C++ in combined probably around 17 something. Why it is so popular in China? Because China do a lot of manufacturing. So C++ are more associated with machine level. It's more like manufacturing related. But Java, Python is more big data, more related to big data. So right now, actually, Python is most popular.
Okay.
The most popular language is Python. But we teach Java because it's we use for AP Computer Science for high school course. So we have the AP Computer Science Java. It actually used for college, for high school AP Computer Science. Right? So that's why we are talking about Java right now. So AP Computer Science is more like related to Java. And actually, before I teach you, actually I asked the teachers in IVNS for whether can I teach Python or not. They say that because your previous teacher teach you some Java before, and that's why we are teaching Java right now. But actually, the most popular language is more like in Python right now. Actually, a lot of college are using Python to get started. So a lot of different colleges are using here visitor to Python by industry. Here, language ranking. Use this. Python still number one, right? Something like this is from Japan.
Oh, okay.
Even in Japan, it's like this. Okay. These are the top. This is the income level. Okay.
Oh.
This one is the annual income. You probably understand it.
Yeah, I understand the first one.
This in Japanese called nenshu. Nenshu. It just says 300 yen. This is like rupee unreal. Okay. But actually that's a big income, whatever. Okay. But now we are learning Java because of that. But Java and C++ Plus are about maybe like 60% the same. It's not really far away. So if you want to convert from Python Java to C, actually here you have like teach C plus by Java. There should be something like this you can use. You know, Java for C++ learners. They are questions like this: which one should go first? And they are actually teacher can teach C++ using like C++ for Java programmers. So two are actually very similar. The two languages are very similar. So don't worry about C++ right now. For a Java programmer to be converted to C, probably take about 3-4 months. It will be good. Okay.
Did you see the picture that I sent it to you?
What?
Did you see the picture that I sent it to you?
Where?
The picture that in the sky.
Let me see.
Oh wait, I didn't give it to you. Let me show it to you.
Okay. Let me continue. I'll compile this. Okay.
This one, I sent it to you.
What's this?
That is like today, my math teacher gives me this and let me to pick the course, and they let me. What should I take?
What should you take? Okay. Next year after Algebra 2, take a circle. Okay. I should say, for you right now, you probably take for math, right? Here are two for math, right? You should take this one.
Oh, I don't take AP, computer science.
No, I mean for math. This one is for math.
But those are all math credit.
Yeah, it's all math credit, but these two are programming.
But But somebody will give up the calculus and pre-calculus. They just go take the AP Computer Science, right?
No, it's different. You can't do that. You have to do both.
Oh, both?
You have to do both, yeah. Between these two, you pick one.
Oh.
And these two, you pick one.
Oh, so you recommend me to pick one of these and one of that?
Yeah.
So which AP Computer Science should I take? What's the difference?
At this moment, it will be safer for you to pick this one. But if you want to do computer science in college, you should pick this one. The left side is easier, right side is tougher, but right side more useful.
Oh.
You see, you understand? Left side is easier. Right side is tougher, but right side is more useful. So if you want to do a computer in college, then you should pick this one. Oh. That's what I'm trying to teach you right now. Actually, that's the course I'm teaching right now.
Oh.
That's when you look at these slides, the set I have, actually this one is for AP Computer Science course. This whole course is for AP Computer Science.
Oh.
For this A part.
Oh.
Personal financing, I believe, is not really math, it's different thing. Okay? So, advanced algebra and trigonometry and pre-calculus, for me, I would recommend the pre-calculus. Two are the same.
Okay.
And these two, I'll pick the right side.
Oh.
Okay?
So you like me to pick the A side, the right side?
So both of the right side, yeah.
Okay.
So this one and this one.
Okay.
If you want to do computer in college,
but
if you want to be doing like business or something, you can pick this, that's fine. If you want to just do business, this is fine. These three are fine. But if you want to do engineering or computer in college, you should put blue one.
Okay.
If you want to do business major, you pick the red one, is fine.
Okay.
But blue one is tougher than red one.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So what course you take is going to take next year besides this?
Which college?
Which course?
Oh, which course? Besides this, those are only the courses that option for math.
But you will pick English 10, right?
No, I will pick LAC 10 and LAC 2 is for 10th grader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then science, you pick chemistry.
Chemistry, yeah, chemistry.
Honor or non-honor?
Not honor.
Non-honor. Okay. Make sure if you are able to do honor, you should try honor, okay?
Yeah.
That's better.
I think I should try honor in junior year.
Okay. So enter X coordinate. Here we can put 3.0, 4.0, right? And we can also do 12.0, and then 9.0. So you calculate the distance between these 2 points. Okay? So right here, I teach you another thing that's called function or method, right? And we can call it just like you write a mathematical function. Just like you write a mathematical function, you have f of x, right? And right here we have distance of s1, s2, y1. I'm sorry. Well, y1, s2, y2, right? We have this, and then you calculate the area like that. Okay. But for math, you definitely need to make up something that you don't have. I know that you've changed quite a few schools in middle school, but you better pick up the one that sent you the modular math. Okay? Remember that one? I sent you a few links last week. This one, modular operator, you definitely need to pick this one. Okay, otherwise you go to AP Computer Science course, you can't survive, okay? You have to pick this one anyway. This one and this one, number system, the binary stuff. This binary system stuff. Okay? And actually this is also introduction to algebra, you see here. It's not even a very advanced algebra. The hexadecimal number system. These are only introduction to algebra. It should be taught in your middle school or something, maybe early high school. But somehow I don't know why your school didn't cover these, both of these. You need to pick up these two at least, okay? Otherwise, if you pick a computer, you will be in trouble. So you just copy. I put this for you, okay? You need to pick these up. But right now, I try to avoid that. Try not to keep something that you have not finished yet. So here we finished talking about the method, right? So method like main, string, bracket, is H arguments. This one is a method. So the name and the format of the main is spatial. If you have the main method, it's actually the entry point for the program. We talk about that. And after that, there is a class. So a class is a collection of methods. Like the one we have here, the class is called function. In this function, we have distance, we have second distance, same name but different parameters, different number of variables. One is used to calculate the distance from original point. One is to calculate the distance between 2 points. Is that okay? And then both of them being called by function main. So function main is the first function we write. Function main is the first function we write. So function main, it actually call distance. Let's call this distance 2 because it has 2 parameters. And it's also called distance 4 because it has 4 parameters. So one function call 2 functions, and class is a collection of data and functions. Here we have a class, it's called functions. So class is the basic unit of a program. So when we talk about program, actually it's a class. A class is called a program. The basic program unit is called a class. Okay? A basic program unit is called a class. And in our case, current class name is called function. And inside this function we have a function distance, two function distance of different parameter. We have a main function. Okay, we have a main function. Are you all right? So now we finish this part. This is called a class. Class is a collection of methods, and the program defines class named hello. That's for them. That's for them. This is a class for hello. For us, our name is called function. And then I talk about a block of function should be put into braces. Block of command put into braces. Double line, we call it a command that will command out the program. And also the other command, possible command is you can have a double slash, you can have a slash star star slash, or you can have slash star star and then star slash. All of these are just trying to command out your program to make it enable. Okay. Now the next is to compile Java. I show you for this already. But the idea right here you must understand is Java, C, Python, PHP, Ruby, and also JavaScript. These are different programming languages.
Oh, okay.
These are different programming languages. It's just like someone speak Chinese, someone speak Japanese, right? Someone speak Korean, someone speak English. So these are different languages. But in terms of programming idea, they are the same. I want to eat something. You can say in Chinese, you say, oh, 我想吃东西, right? In Japanese, you say like, 私食べたいです. You can see say different words, but it actually mean the same thing. So in college, there is also another course teaching you to compare different language, programming language. And this language you talk about here are all called high-level languages. They are all high-level language, and there are some low-level language that's used for computer. And high-level language are written in English. So basically, you have for something, right? You have while something. These are the high-level language. And low-level language are put in FA 4725. These are actually hexadecimal code. And in computer, actually, it will later be translated to 10100011101. So we spend a lot of time doing this because that's low-level languages. And the one we write in Java is called high-level languages. Is that okay? That's why we spend some time with this, but it's not easy. The low-level language is not easy at all. It's more machine-related. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So it's much easier to program a high-level language, right? Programming takes less time to write. Okay, high-level languages are portable. Portable means that I can do the program on personal computer. I can also work on those programs on your Macintosh, or I can also port it to Linux. All of them are okay. Okay. But now there's a question: how can my computer understand my high-level language since it's actually English-like? How can the computer understand it? Then there's a software to help you to translate. That software is called interpreter, or sometimes called compiler. Two are different. What is interpreter and what is compiler? So interpreter is something like they call it synchronized interpreting. Says, for example, like I say like, okay, this computer is good, I like it. Then the translator should be, the interpreter should do this. I say, this computer is good. I'll say in Chinese, say, they will translate like, okay, 这台电脑很好, right? And then the English speaker say, I like it. And then the Chinese, the translator should say, 我喜欢这电脑, right? Something like this. And the compiler is different. Compiler is like, after the guy speak in English, say, this computer is good, I like it, and I want to buy it. And then after the whole thing being done, then the compiler start to translate. 这台电脑很好，我喜欢它，我想要买它。That's different. So interpreter is step by step. Compiler is actually the entire program, translated completely before the program start to run. So it's the entire program. Okay? And right here for interpreter, it actually just do actually a little at a time. I usually read lines performing at a computation. So one line at a time, something usually like that for interpreter. So these two has some difference between interpreter and compiler. There are some difference. Okay, and our high-level language is called source code, and then it compiled to object code, and later being linked to executable code. Executable is a real application program you do. Source code is like just that Java thing. Okay, and in between here we call it compilation. Using compiler, some job between here we call it linking. So what happened is, remember when we do this, say we are here, right? And remember we do this, I bring out the break, Okay. No. I bring up the C and D. Okay, I bring up this, right? And actually, I change the directory. Okay, now I try to find a program. Let me clean this whole thing. And let me try to find a program. So right here, try to get to your directory. And then unit 1, right here, right? So right here, I copy the path over. And I say cd to here. Now, remember we have a class call function, right? We have a class call function when we do project. Right here, we are just running the function, right? So right here, when I say Java C and then function.java, right? Can you see it? I type Java C and then function.java. And then I hit return. It's done. This step from your source code, that would be function.java, right? So this one is the source code. So source code means this. This is source code, the one we see here. Then after compilation, you should see a file called this here, right here, function.class. Function.class is actually function.class. Let me type function.class. It's some sort of data like this. That is actually called the object code or intermediate code. So actually compile using Java C. So Java C itself is a compiler. But translate from your Java program into function.class. That's intermediate code, or sometimes called it object code. But in Java, you also call bytecode. Actually, it looks like one byte of the byte. Look like that. And then after that, we actually would like to run the program. So when we want to run the program, I type Java and then function. So right now, I make it executable, and it runs here and asks for me for data. So I type 3.0, 4.0, and then here I type 12, type 3, 4, didn't get it. And it calculates the distance between the 2 points. So here this function is executable. This function.class is object code, and the original Java C, the function.java, that's the source code. Is that okay? So that's the code we have right here. So here we have the source code, that's .java. Object code is like the class, and then eventually you run execute it. So Java is both compiler and interpreter code. Instead of translating the program directly to machine language, Java compiler generate bytecode. So here it says the bytecode. Bytecode is the file, has the extension name called .class. Is that okay? So we have the hello.java using the compiler. The compiler's name is Java C. C means compiler. The compiler is actually Java C. This C means compiler. Okay? And then after that, you have bytecode. The bytecode is the class. And then you interpret into your your program and get the output. And then here you have an exercise for displaying two messages. So you probably later this one for you as a homework. Is that okay? Try to run this.
Okay.
Try to run it. 1.5 here is a program for you to run. Here is another goodbye. So these two are easy. Okay, come here to run these two programs. And then formatting source code. Now let's look at the formatting source code. Formatting source code is I covered before. You had to print the F and try to make it align. So these three are okay. The next one is escape sequence. What is escape sequence? Escape sequence is this one. I covered it. I talked about it before. It's like \n. When you see a \n, what does it do? What does the program do?
Space.
\n. What does \n do?
Like leave some space between two sentences.
Actually, change line.
Oh.
Right? Okay. So right here, this 4 you need to remember it. This 4 you need to remember it. \n is new line. \t is tab. Double quote is double quote. / is a /. So let me show you. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you by program. Let me show you by program. So right here, let me create another one called escape. I call it escape sequence. Okay. So this one will be easy, not much. Just want to let you know what's escape sequence. Okay, right here we will say system.out.println, right? And right here I can put A, B, and put B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, something like this, right? So if I have this, I would say compile, and then I run, right? And I should see is what? I should see the result. Let me see.
Yeah, there is.
You see that? This one.
Down there.
Yeah, you see like something like this, right? Now, let me do this. Let me put a \t over there, right? So let me copy, paste. I just paste ABC between ABC and D, okay? Then I run. And the result is you have an A spacing, that's tab. That's called tab. So this one with \t is actually tab. The equal to when you hit there's a key on your keyboard is something like this. The equivalent to this. If you look at your keyboard, there's a certain key like this. On the left side, cap lock, over the cap lock. You have the tab. That's the one equal to this. Okay. Now that's tab. Now let me add more in there. Okay. Let me add more in there. That's tab. But here, if I say first, say here, /n, /n. I put 2 between D and E. I put 1 between E and F. Okay. Now compile and run. Okay. A, B, C, D. They are 2, 1, 2. 1 change new line to another line. E1 to here. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if I put // that will actually give you one single backslash. Let me see. What's wrong with that? Each double backslash will give you one backslash. So here is 1, 1, 1, 1. But in my program, I put 2. Why? Because the first one used for backslash and backslash t. It is actually used for, when you see the first backslash, it says that, okay, there are special character coming. So the first backslash you tell compiler, special character coming. So backslash n means that, okay, the new line mark coming. Backslash t means, okay, tab is coming. And the backslash means, okay, this backslash line is there. If the first one is only used to detect that there is a special character. So this is called a escape sequence. There are also several different escape sequences. For example, like we have a double quote, and when we want to print a double quote, then what should we do? We should actually over here we use the backslash double quote, backslash double quote, backslash double quote, something like that. And you compile, it will show up as a double quote mark instead of finish the string or message. Okay, so that's actually escape sequence. So if you want to know about escape sequence, you can actually just type escape sequence. And this escape sequence is good for Java and also C. So let's look at C version. Escape sequence in C language is also backslash n change line. Same thing. These are all common. These are common for C and Java. All of these are common for C and Java. It's the same. You don't need to learn a different set. So here I copy this link for you. That's about escape sequence. Okay. Now it's 7:14. Now let me give you a homework. This homework is very interesting. It's called ASCII R-word. So what you need to do is try to see some people do this. If you loop it in, it's actually all by characters. You see that? I'm not asking you to do this much, like something like this. You know, it's really too much. But now, the homework you should do right now is like, try to create something like this. Try to create something that is called ASCII R. You can actually find it in the internet. There are quite many. There are quite many of these.
In Java?
In Java, yes.
Do I ever learn this?
You learn it today. So actually, I can copy this in here into my program, right? So this is called escape sequence. So right here, if I say a new class, I copy this in, right? Christopher, whatever. I can copy this also in. Then let me not copy this much. Let me just copy a few. Okay, just copy this second part. Okay, just copy this second part. Just copy this second part. Okay, you should find some program by yourself. But here, let me put into this escape sequence. Okay, I put like this, right? I just got it from internet, right? I didn't do anything else, right? Then I actually delete this line. Okay, now before everything, I put a system.out.print line, and then parenthesis one quote, right? At the end of the array, you put another quote. Whole thing, you put another quote, and then put this, right? So now I actually copy this over here. I copy here, over here. I copy this over here. Right? The next line I delete it. I don't need that. And then this line, I go to the end, use a double quote, this. And the next one, again, I go to the end of the line, put a double quote and this to finish the line, right? And then same thing, I use this double quote line. So these are 4 lines, right? Now, there are still some trouble because the backslash is not handled. So what I need to do is actually, I teach you earlier today. Actually, now I do Control F, right? One single backslash. There are so many single backslash.
Control what?
Control F.
Control F. Oh.
And then I do double line, right? I put a single backslash, replace, and then put double line, right? And O. Okay, done. Now I go to my.
What did you do?
What?
What did you do?
I say replace O, and then I compile and get out here, run. It's here.
Huh?
So that's called ASCII art. Now you try to find this homework.
In the find and replace, you always do. In find, you always do 1 slash, and in replace, you always do 2 slash.
Yeah, and there are a few words, a few different characters you need to handle. But for you, it's okay. You copy from someone else. Okay, this quiz.com is okay. There are quite many different. Say I can find it for you. Here is book, right? And ASCII whatever. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, here are some characters. This is fun actually. Come here, copy something, try to print it out with a program. Is that okay?
This is called the what?
Quiz.com. You can try. There are quite many. This is not the only website. You type ASCII art word. There are tons of the website you can find. You know, Quiz.com is one I found. You know, you can use this one, but you don't have to use this one. It's up to you. You can choose whatever with like the ASCII art dictionary. Right? Somebody else had this. As long as you finish the image, that's fine. I just want you to do exercise on this. Is that okay?
Okay.
And this is fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not a dumb project.
You need it?
What?
You need it? Do I have to send it to you?
Yeah, later. Okay? You have 1 week to work on it.
Yeah.
So try to solve the problem by yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so any question for today?
No.
No, okay, so basically I try to go through because you have some mess you need to pick up, okay? Those are one I show you today you need to pick up. So today I try not to give you some very difficult stuff. But here actually I finished the chapter 1 for you for this Sing Java for today. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next week we are going to chapter 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we follow. And if you finish to this 13, 14, we will start the AP course for AP Computer Science A. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Bye now.